Hi folks, Tuesday. It is 9 a.m. 30th of November. It is a week and a day after I started trading a £2,000 account. Try and show you how to structure your trades, how to manage an account properly, limit your risk, and basically execute the best trades that I can find and to try to become a consistently profitable trader. Right. I think the last update I gave you was Friday. I'm just going to pause this and stop my phone bleeping in the background. Okay, so I didn't do a video yesterday about my trading account because basically I was opening some positions, done my analysis, and I was just waiting for the right opportunities. And wow, did they come? The opportunities are looking great at the moment. Forex markets have been quite quiet for a while, but they're really moving around now with the movement in the stock markets. And we've got, these inflation issues and COVID coming back. So it really is actually a great time to be trading financial markets. There are opportunities literally all over the place. I think 24 markets that I cover, there was a trading opportunity in pretty much all of them yesterday. And I'm not talking about 10, 20 pips. I'm talking about really decent moves. So it's almost a case of, which markets do I trade? I can't trade everything. I was very stock market focused yesterday. Stock markets bounced back way further than I expected, actually. And I wasn't actually expecting to get a trade on, because I didn't think they'd reached the levels that I would have needed them to reach to execute a trade, but they did. Now, I'll be honest, when they did, I did more size than I probably should have done. But, I've got the experience, and I figured that this was a really good opportunity. And I'll try and explain some of those opportunities in a minute. But even Aussie versus the New Zealand, Aussie versus the dollar, the Kiwi dollar, they hit my first resistance levels. That was the exact high for the day yesterday. Yen also hit a really good level, dollar yen, I should say. CAD yen hit a great sell level as well. Just looking at my markets, what else worked yesterday? Gold bottomed exactly at the support level, 1782, 1779. That one's been working for a long time. We're 10 points higher off that. Bitcoin, brilliant. Bitcoin, I've been waiting for it to hit 54.5, 53.5 thousand. If you've been following me for 2 weeks, you'll know that I predicted the market would crash to that level. I predicted that would be the low for the crash, and so far so good. Same for Ethereum. I said it would go to 4,000. It did go to 4,000. I said that would be the low. It was the low. And interesting, Ethereum hit its low way before Bitcoin did, but Ethereum still held that level that I identified, even though Bitcoin continued to go down to my buy level. So I'm massively pleased. I didn't actually trade crypto. I'm too wrapped up in this. Anyway, back to my trading account. So I started the week at around £2,260. I was up, I think, 14% on Friday, if you remember correctly. If I remember correctly. So I was pretty happy. 14% in a week, first week, especially you're being cautious with your first week, because obviously you don't want to start trading by going instantly into a deficit. Now, things, as I say, went particularly well yesterday. They were already going quite well. But now, today, I'm up a huge amount. I'm up way more than I should be. 20 whatever percent that is. So I'm up £464 at the moment. It's actually just accelerating as I speak to you. When I started this video, it was only up 400 quid. Now I'm up 460 quid. So whatever that is in percentage terms, well over 20%. Now, why am I up so much money? Well, the stock market's bounced significantly, and I'm going to show you on my chart why I decided to sell them where I sold them, and I pretty much sold them bang on the high yesterday, and they've just turned around and dumped. I also bought the Canadian dollar bang on its low, which was my first support level, so my subscribers did the same thing. I got them in. I also sold the Aussie yen at my sell level. I got my subscribers into that price as well. I sold the S&P at yesterday's high, and I got my subscribers into that trade as well. So if you're watching this as a subscriber, hope you're happy. And if you are, please do like and share, and do me a favor, this video. Help me get some more followers. And if you're not a subscriber, well, just keep following me and watch my trades, and at least try and learn something. Now, what can I teach you today? We're gonna have a look at some charts, and I'm going to try and show you why I did the trades that I did. Put myself over here now. I'm actually going to put myself down here. Whoops. I've got screens above my laptop as well, so this is why I keep looking up. Now, this is my big support level for the Canadian dollar versus the US dollar yesterday, and US dollar versus the Canadian dollar, dollar CAD. Now, beautiful. bang on the support level, and we were all jumping into a long position. Now, I expected it to break above the previous high because we're in a bull trend, so that's why I'm holding on to my long dollar CAD position. It's only a small one anyway. And then I also did the Aussie yen. Let's have a look at that one. So this was a sell at the resistance level. I'm just going to move myself down here. So very basic, just a fib level, really. We're in a bear trend, so I'm looking for a resistance level. I had to use Fibonacci because there wasn't anything else. There was no trend lines, there was no moving average that I could use to identify a resistance level. So I used this. There we go, the first 23.6% fib. Beautiful, bang on the level, and look how far we've plunged. So I'm still running that trade because I expected it to break last week's low because we're in a bear trend, and we have done that. And I don't really see any support level. There's no point in buying it back yet, which is why I'm running the position. And that the Aussie yen position alone, let me see now. Well, actually, I sold some yesterday and I bought some back for a small profit just above yesterday's low. And then I'm running half of the other position. And that alone is up 3.5% just on that one trade. The dollar CAD trade is up. Let me have a look. That's up 2.5%. So I'm up, what's that? That's 6% just on two very small currency trades, really small, 0.1 of a contract. I mean, tiny. Now, this is a beauty. Stock markets are a real focus for me. There's some great patterns. There's some great candlestick formations. There's a lot going on here, a lot of information for me to trade off. The NASDAQ, the E-mini NASDAQ, looks like to me that it's forming a head and shoulders pattern. Now, we had one already that broke, but it wasn't sustained. And maybe it wasn't even a head and shoulders pattern, to be fair. Or maybe it just failed. It doesn't really matter. The point being now, this looks far more defined. So I've got a left shoulder hit here. Let me draw that on, shall I? I've got, I want to use that. So I've got the left shoulder here. I've got the head here. Ooh, nice and tall head. And then I've got what is probably the right shoulder forming here. The right shoulder doesn't have to be symmetrical. It doesn't even have to be as high as the previous peak or the left shoulder peak, but it actually is. We've turned around. Now, the necklines of the head and shoulders is right here, of course. So around 16,000. We haven't broken 16,000 yet. Now, if we break 16,000, that's when you get your sell signal. So we've still got another 300 points to drop before we get the sell signal. But I've jumped the gun. I knew that that was a strong resistance level. I identified that as a strong resistance level already from my Fibonacci overlapping confluence, Fibonacci doodah, whatever you want to call it here. That's why I've sold. It's starting to look a bit rude, that, so I'm going to get rid of it. There we go. And then I'm going to see if we break 16,000. If we break 16,000, like I think we will, then I'll probably sell some more, but we'll worry about that when it happens. It'll be quite interesting because the 200 period moving average on the 4-hour chart is racing up towards that support level as well. So it might bounce off it the first time. Maybe it'll bounce to 16,200 or something like that. And then maybe it'll collapse. We'll see. I'll try and figure it out nearer the time and I'll try and let you know. The beauty was this. This really was a peach. Head and shoulders pattern in the E-mini S&P as expected. Right, am I drawing? No, I'm not drawing. Let me draw. Oops. Okay, I should be drawing now. Here we go. Right, so we've got left shoulder. I've talked about it before. Head, and then there was the right shoulder here. This is the break point. We plunged, and as often happens with the head and shoulders pattern, you return to the neckline for a retest, which just very kindly gives us the opportunity to get into the trade if we missed it the first time, and I did miss it the first time. Not a problem, sat back, waited for a retest. We've now got this potential moving average crossover on the 4-hour chart. We've already got them on the 1-hour chart, obviously, so that's a negative signal. We've been trading below the 50, 100, 200, and even the 500 period moving averages on the 1-hour chart now for a couple of days at least. Yesterday we returned to those moving averages. They were added resistance. I'm not going to show you, but take it from me, we topped out at the 500-hour moving average. Also the 100 moving average hour, which was coming down to cross below the 500-hour moving average. So that's yet another negative signal. And now I fully expect us to break the previous week's low, which is at 45.77, and go straight to 45.50. Now 45.50 was a buy level for me last week. It's not for me this week. I think we're going to hit the 550. We might bounce off it a bit, but I think eventually it will break. I think that the stock markets will go significantly lower. Now, I'm already about 80 points up on my trade, so that's looking pretty good. Dow Jones was another one that I sold. We had the head and shoulders pattern here. We had the break point here. The rest of the price action is below, and I can't blow the screen up, so you'll have to take my word for it. Yesterday, we bounced back to 35,246. My sell level actually was 35,300 to 35,350. I sold a tiny amount just on the approach, just because I wanted to make sure I got in. Only 0.1 of a contract again, and I was already quite short the stock market, so I was overdoing it really, so I was happy just to sell a tiny amount. Anyway, there you go. That's what I've done. I'm now short the stock markets. I'm still long the dollar versus the Canadian. I'm still long the short the Aussie yen. I wish I was, I wish I'd also traded gold. It would have been nice if I'd also sold the Aussie dollar and the Kiwi against the US dollar yesterday when they rallied, but you can't do everything. I've already got enough positions on, as you can see, and I'm already doing fine. I can't trade absolutely everything, so I'm kind of cherry picking, which actually goes against my philosophy. My philosophy is to try and trade every opportunity that I see, but I guess yesterday I was waiting for perhaps some better levels in the Aussie and the Kiwi. I didn't know if we'd fall at the first resistance, and we did. So there you go. That's kind of why I missed it. Anyway, look, that's my update for today. I've got still running these positions. We'll see if I make some more money. I'll update you tomorrow morning, so please do join me. If you're enjoying my series and you're learning something and I'm helping you, please do me a favor. Please like, please subscribe, please share the video. You'll be doing me all sorts of favors in getting others to watch the video through their algos at YouTube, which I don't understand anything about. If you've got any questions or comments, please put them in the box or contact me directly through my website, daytradeideas.co.uk. Thanks so much. Chat again tomorrow.